Hello friends, welcome back to Zach Animate Studios, your channel number one for graphic design, coding and animation. Consider subscribing to our YouTube channel so that you guys don't have to miss out on any of this good stuff. So guys, you have a business and you want to create a mobile application for your business. There are so many applications that you can use, but the most easy and simple way to use is use Ionic framework. It's a very easy to set up. All you need is you just have to install Ionic CLI. So basically that is going to install the packages of Ionic into your PC, and then you need to install also Android Studio. Having Android Studio is going to help you build your application, and trust me, you don't even have to know to design things using Android Studio, because most of the heavy work is going to be lifted using Ionic framework. And also you're going to use Capacitor.js. So Capacitor.js is a sister framework for Ionic framework, whereby it handles all the your codes and turn them into native application. So basically it can go direct to be an Android application or an iOS application, and you don't have to struggle writing all this code. Everything you're going to write it on your Ionic framework, and you can get started. Your feet wet and very easy to build your application. So what I've done right now, it normally takes a long time as a developer doing it at the same time writing the code. It will take a long time, so I've just decided to create Ionic project. To do the Ionic project, you just type Ionic start and then the name of your project. You're going to have an Ionic framework platform inside your PC, and I've just decided to use Ionic list. When you type Ionic start, let's just do it together. When you type Ionic start, it's going to ask you with a wizard or Ionic start. It's going to ask you the wizard. I've just used the one with the list, which has some basic data in it, which we are going to use. Also, I'm going to explain to you. So we're going to have a starter page, which has the home page, and this page has a data. It has data in it. It has an array of messages, and that messages is stored in an array, a list of array, and so it is being pulled into the view by ng4, that is for loop statement for bringing data for any ng4. As also, if you have done Laravel, you know the for statement for each, the same thing. So for ng4 to get all the messages, this is just from the. So just to explain to you, we have the home page, we have the app page, we have the home page, we have the messages, and then also we have the service. I told you the service is the one that normally you can use it to create all your functions, the create, update, delete functions. And with that, you can also, you see, like this one, he has used a data service that contains only a list of messages, which is going to be passed into the home page using the TI. So he has just injected the data service there, and then he's using refresh for every 30 seconds, and then they get messages that returns from the data from data service. So basically he has injected data from data service and then get data. So it's going to pull a list of data into the home page. So the home page, to get that data, he uses the for each statement for each, and then it pulls that data. Just to see it on live on data, we're going to run Ionic serve, and this is the list of data. And he also has explained to us how he's going to have it. He has like a CRUD function with a detail page for each data. So that is it was from who. Just to explain it from the code function, you see we have a data service, and each data from, name, category, subject, all that. So basically this is a static way of feeding data, but you can use it dynamically from the database. It's the same process, and from database we normally uses the APIs that can do that. So we have already seen that you can create a simple application with data. And remember, we also had a loader. When you pull down, you can see something there. You can see something there. When you when you pull down using your, either you are scrolling it down, you can use scroll down, and then you can see that data. So it's going to pull that data, and it has been given. So the way just to do that, he has written on a home.ts, there is going to be a refresher. So that is a refresh function. So it refreshes after every 30 seconds. You can add that time, or you can reduce that time that refreshes that. So it takes like 30 seconds to put that data from the system to continue refreshing that data if there is new data from the system. So what we wanted to do with this application right now, we wanted to connect this application so that it can pull data from the application, and then it can be edited on, or you can view it live from the Android emulator that we have on the left side here. So guys, what we're just going to do is we are going to go into our Android. Basically, we're going to add Android capacitor onto it. To do that is just going to add npx cap. You take that code, and then you're going to, after you have created your Android application, you're going to type then that on your terminal. So it's going to add Android onto it, and then if you want to see that, you need to open Android app open, but at the same time you can run it. If when you want to use the Android run, you have to ensure that all the packages that are required are running on your PC. So basically you have to ensure that your emulator is running, and then you can just type npx cap run Android. So with that, you're going just to slap that into your terminal. You're going to slap that into your terminal. As you can see, I had done sometimes like that, and then I used to have some problems because not everything was installed on the platform. So but right now I've ensured that everything, every package, every requirement that is used to run the application is running. So that's it. So basically with Android run, it's going now to do its magic. It's going to do everything on the background and ensure that everything is done. So basically it is going to copy all those assets and everything into Android, and then it's going to update, and then it's going now to push that information from the other side of WebStorm into Android Studio. So basically it's going to do that, all those functions behind the scene. As you can see, I've just also opened up my Android Studio here. I've opened my Android Studio here, and then I typed on my terminal Android. It was Android open. So basically it's going to support Android, and then Android open. Android open. Basically it's going to open on, basically to get those requirements to work on Android, you're going to go on the Android on your docs folder to support Android, and then you can also just type that, and then it's going to open your Android Studio, and then it's going to start running. So with that, so basically it's going to deploy itself. So you can just now hit you can click debug on it. You can just like hit the run function there, and then it's going now to build to hit the grandles. Okay, basically I normally see that, yeah, it open those grandles and then it start building Gradle build running. So basically it's going now to start debugging and then compiling itself into the into an Android application. So with a few seconds, just giving it to where it is going now, you're going to see an Android application being served on your screen. I believe, let me just try to move this person this other side so that you can be able to see what we're talking about. So basically that's what is going to be done. So you also have to be patient, as this work requires a lot of patience. You can't just do it like pop and pop it, so you need to be patient. Sometimes it has to go through all that. Ensure also you have a good hardware so that it supports faster running, especially i7 or server PC that have so many cores that can do a lot easy virtualization. So if you have a small PC, but for the basic i5 with 16 gigs of RAM, you can also get like a dual core processor that can also do some good to you. It's going to take a shorter time, but if you're using an older PC, you also have just to be patient so that you get your result. So basically I've started debugging the application. Let me just hit that. Let me see if it is being seen on. It need to be installed, that is, it has to be installed. Then so basically it is pushing that this other side. That's what is happening. So basically that is files. This is just an Android platform, so we have just to be patient. After it has done that, it's going now to install it on this other side of the platform, and you'll be able to see it running. So you just have to be little patient, just a little patient, just to, because I'm a big storyteller, just continue to be patient. As you can see on the terminal, it is just running. It is running. Grandall is running, and it's being bundled. In a layman's language, the application is being bundled. Then after it has been bundled, you'll be able to see it on the Android virtual. So you can use that. At the same time, you can also debug it on a physical phone. If you have a physical phone, you can use either if you have an Android phone, you can connect it and tap 7 times the serial number, so that it can take you to the debugging mode, so that you can test that application on your local phone, on a physical phone. So that is how you can do it. So let's go back to our. After it has completed debugging, we'll be able to see it. So that is what we are waiting for. Yeah, so this is the same. This is what we are going to see. We want to see that this is what we are trying to connect. This is what we have here. This is what we need to connect it to our Android Studio. Okay, basically this is we need to see that on this other side. Sorry for that. Something has broken. Let me see. So we have Android there, Android Studio. Okay, let's bring it on top. Okay, okay, there. And then analyzing performance, it has already launched that app. It is launching now the application. You have to see it. Okay, it is launching now that on. This is the Pixar 86. Yeah, it is now connecting to it. Then you can now like run the application. So basically that's, so what we saw here, this side, this is what we need to see. Let me just do that, and then we need to see this. Let me close the debugger view. This is the list. This is the list we need to see on our Android application. Okay, so this is what we have here. We need to see it now on the other side. Yeah, you can see we have now the inbox for Marty, and then also you can pull down, right? You can push it like I told you, it has the sweetener, something like that. It is called the refresher, the refresh function. So you can see that is 9. Yeah, you can see this, the refresher. Yeah, that one that is rotating little by little by little. That is a refresher. As you can see, also it has on the other side. On Android it's not that visible, but on the browser is not visible, but that is the function I was talking about. And then you can also see the detail view. So that was just a short video. If I could be doing it on a live, I started like some hours ago, but I've just managed to complete it right away with some few clicks. Thanks for watching, and get us on the next video.